What's up everyone, back for another vlog, and in today's vlog I will be showing you the Shelfie beers that I'll be reviewing for the month of February 2024. So if you're unfamiliar with what Shelfie beer reviews are, they are reviews of beers that I can easily grab off the shelves here in the Buffalo, New York area. And I try to get a good mix of beers from some of the bigger regional and national and international breweries, and I post Shelfie beer reviews every single Tuesday and Friday of each month. And in the month of February, there are 8 Tuesdays and Fridays. Therefore, there are 8 beers here in front of me right now, and they are in order of how I'm going to post them over the course of the month from your left to right. This will be the first that I review, and this will be the last. Now, before we go over these real quick, I want to give a quick plug to an upcoming live stream that I am doing this weekend, and it's going to be on Saturday, February 3rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is going to be a brand new live stream that I'm going to try to do at least, well, the most I can do is pretty much once per month, because the name of the live stream is the monthly recap live stream. So what it's going to entail is pretty simple. I am going to be joined each month, hopefully, by a different beer tubing friend of mine for the first ever monthly recap live stream. I'm going to be joined by a very good friend of mine and fellow beer tuber, Kyle, over at No Hype Beer Reviews. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and kind of go over the content that we posted on our channel in January. So from January 1st to January 31st, anything that we post on our channel, we're going to talk about. It's going to be mostly beer centric in terms of, beer reviews and whatnot, but like any kind of, say beer mails or beer hauls, or, Kyle likes to post his, Thirsty Thoughts Thursday, where he talks about, ask questions and more. He tries to get more interaction with the viewers of his channel. So we're going to talk about the beers basically we reviewed, and we're going to sit down and say, hey, what beers did we enjoy? Like a top, 3 favorite beers of the month, maybe some beers that surprised us, some beers that disappointed us, just kind of recap, because in my opinion, it's tough for everybody who follows. Let's say you're an avid viewer of the Beer Patrol. You probably don't watch every review. Some beers probably don't interest you. Maybe you don't have the time. So I think this is a good way to kind of recap what I drank the past month. And if you join the live stream, you can kind of get the gist, or just watch the live stream afterwards. You can kind of understand, the beers that I had and what I enjoyed and what I didn't and whatnot. We're also going to talk about like beer news, whether that's breweries or beer releases and things of that nature. We're also going to talk about beers that we're going to be reviewing for the upcoming month. And like I said, I'm going to try to get a different beer tuber each month. Maybe some months, I'll just be doing it by myself. But yeah, Kyle's going to join me, and we're going to have a great time. If you want to join in, definitely be reading comments and chatting with all of you. If you guys want to talk about the beers that you've been drinking in January and in 2024, feel free to do so. Some of you probably doing dry January. It'd be cool to know if there's any non-alcoholic beers out there that I should pursue, or anything that you've been drinking. Just have a chat. Feel free to ask questions too during the live stream. We're going to try to make this about 2 hours long, so between 5 to 7 p.m. We want it to be done by 7 p.m. And yeah, so I just wanted to throw that out there, because a lot of people, when I post a live stream, like, I didn't even know you were doing one. A lot of times I'll post in the community page tab. Nobody will see it, and it's stupid. So, trying to do this now. Hopefully, if you watch this, you'll come and join us this Saturday, February 3rd at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my channel. Anyway, let's go over these beers real quick. So the first beer I picked up is from Sierra Nevada, and it is their Hot Bullet, the Magnum Edition. They're calling this one an Imperial IPA, 9.5% alcohol by volume. This one was canned on December 6th of 2023. By the time I get to this one, it'll be like 7.5 weeks old. We should be fine. So I've never had Hot Bullet. This is the Magnum Edition. I'd assume they just are putting a bunch of Magnum hops in this one, but I thought that's what the original Hot Bullet had, a lot of Magnum hops. I could be wrong, but I wanted to try this one out. Relatively fresh, just under 2 months. We're fine with a Sierra Nevada product. I've had beers from them, 3, 4, 5 months old. They're fine. Next, we have from Victory. This one caught my eye. I've seen a couple fellow beer tubers review this one. This is a collaboration between Victory and Tasty Cake. This is their coffee cake ale, 6% ABV. It has a best by date of June 7th of 2024. I looked up when this was actually canned, and it looks like it was, or bottled. This is a bottle, Joe. This was bottled on December 7th, so one day after this. So by the time I get this one, will be almost 2 months old. But yeah, this is exactly what you think it is. It's like basically a golden / blonde ale that I don't know if they brew this specifically with tasty cake, coffee cake, at all. Like, I don't know if they actually put them, into the mash, or how they're brewing it, or they're just using the ingredients they would use in the coffee cake. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how this one is. It's basically like a pastry blonde / golden ale, and I'm here for it. So yeah, I had to grab that one. I was like, there's no way. Yeah, we're doing it. Next, we have a beer from Samuel Smith over in England. And this is their India Ale. This is essentially a English IPA, something that I have not had in a very long time. I want to say this is 5%. I want to say, yeah, 5% ABV. They have, a spiel here on the back that I'll read during the review. Now, I will say that I know they have a code somewhere. Where the hell's the code? I thought it was on, maybe this didn't have a code, or maybe the code washed off. I don't know. It's right there. Yeah, it has a code. I'll read it during the review or write it down. I couldn't decipher it. This could be anywhere from like a couple months old to a couple years old. The one thing about this beer and this brewery specifically is that, the stock doesn't get rotated as much as you would think, especially for a lot of the imported English beers. So yeah, I don't know, but we're going to review it. We're going to see how it is. I haven't probably had that beer in at least like 10, maybe 12 years. Next, we have from Bell's. We have their Kalamazoo Stout. So this is a stout brewed with brewer's licorice. It comes in at 6% alcohol by volume. This has a best by date of February 26th of 2024. So by the time I review this one, will be a couple weeks away from that. It does say shelf life is 6 months, so this will be about 5.5 months old. We should be fine. This is just an American stout, and they're brewing it with a brewer's licorice. And yeah, I haven't had this one in a long time. This is one of the few Bell's beers, like of their core range of their year-round lineup from long ago, that I have not reviewed. This, I think, their Lager of the Lakes and like their Amber Ale. I don't think I've reviewed those three, so I got to get to them at some point. Next, we have a beer that a lot of people have asked me to review. It's not technically a re-review because they've tweaked the recipe, but it's from the Boston Beer Company, aka Samuel Adams, and it is their Boston Lager Remastered. So yeah, this is the iconic Boston Lager, but if you didn't hear the news, I think it was late 2022 into 2023, they tweaked the recipe. And this is essentially the same recipe with like new brewing techniques, or I guess more like an old school brewing technique. But if you look at like their ads and a lot of their like commercials and whatnot, they specifically say this beer is like smoother, but specifically the word they use is brighter. I don't know if they actually say it on here, on the back here. We'll talk about it more in the review itself, but I've heard a lot of mixed things about this one. Some people saying, they improved it. Some people saying they did not improve it. The basic gist of this one, from what I've been hearing, is that it's a little bit less malt driven, a little bit more hop forward. That's where like the brighter kind of nature of this one comes from. But yeah, we're going to review it because I probably should have reviewed this one, as soon as it came out. It would have been cool to do a side-by-side with this and an older bottle. I'm sure some folks have done it out in beer tubing land. I don't have the chance, so it is what it is. But finally getting to that one, long overdue. Next, we have from Amaggang, we have their classic Hennipin. So this is what they call a farmhouse saison ale with spices, and this one comes in, it's pretty big, right? 7.7% alcohol by volume. Now, interesting. This one is also the Sam Adams Boston Lager, and talk about the best by date, but this is best by March of 2024, so we'll be fine. The Amaggang Hennipin, this has a best by date of May 29th of 20, I think, or maybe, yeah, I think it's either May 29th of 2024 or June 29th of 2024. However, when I picked that one up, I'm like, all right, we have like 4 or 5 months to go. I should be fine. However, over here, this one says, I think it's May, because this one says that it was bottled on November 29th of 2022, making this beer about 14 months old. So yeah, that being in May, that they probably give 18 months, so a year and a half on this. Listen, I've had this one fresh, I've had it aged. It's good regardless, but it's crazy to me they give a year and a half on this one. And when I picked it up, I'm like, yeah, we're good. And then I saw it. So 14-month-old bottle of Hennipin. I can't believe I haven't reviewed this beer. Like, I was kind of dumbfounded that I haven't reviewed it. So we're reviewing an older one. When you do these Shelfie beer reviews, you can't find everything usually super fresh, especially year-round core lineup beers like that, like Sam Adams, like the Kalamazoo Stout, especially imported, English beers. You're not always going to find them super fresh. So you got to make do with what you got. We got a 14-month-old bottle of Amaggang, but according to the brewery, it's good for another 4 months. So it is what it is. Next, we have from Rogue, we have their chocolate stout nitro, so stout with natural chocolate flavor added. This one was canned on October 11th of 2023. It'd be about around 4 months old by the time I get to it. Should be fine. So I've had their chocolate stout before. Their double chocolate stout I reviewed in the last year or two. Delicious beer. So when I saw this one, I was like, you know what, we got to give it a go. I have not had a nitro beer, I don't think, from Rogue. This one's 5.8%. And yeah, 69 IBUs. Nice. So yeah, Rogue Chocolate Stout Nitro. And last month I reviewed their Santa's Private Reserve, the 2023 release, which was their toffee chocolate stout. Little disappointing, so maybe they'll redeem themselves. Also with Sam Adams, since I've basically talked about the alcohol, this is 5%, 30 IBUs. I don't know if the ABV changed at all as far as this beer goes, but I guess when I do the review, we'll see. And last but not least, from Hofbrau, we have their winter special. So this is a big German Doppelbock. Comes in at, I believe, if I can find it, I think it's 8.4%. Was it on the front here? Dude, come on. I'm just missing it, right? ABV somewhere. Joe, you idiot. It's right in front of you. 8.4%. So this also says Munich Specialty Delicator. Now, Delicator is their German Doppelbock, but I think for the U.S. market, they kind of repackage it as this beer. So if you're outside of the U.S., you're probably not going to get your hands on this because I'm pretty sure for specifically the U.S. market. And I've never had this one before, so I'm really looking forward to it. I love authentic German Doppelbock, so I'm looking forward to this one for sure. This has a Best By date of, depending on how they do it, it's either October 11th of 2024 or November 10th of 2024. They probably do it because this is for the American market. They probably do it the way we date the cans. So yeah, so we should be fine with that one. So pretty good mix of stuff here. We got Imperial IPA, a coffee cake ale, English IPA, American Stout with brewer's licorice, Vienna Lager, Saison/farmhouse ale, a chocolate stout nitro, and then a big German Doppelbock. So really looking forward to all these. Some classics here that I need to obviously see how this remastered one is. The Hennipin, I can't believe I haven't reviewed it, but I'm looking forward to all of these. What's very interesting about this mixture, I think, is that I have, out of the 8 beers, 6 are in bottles. How often do you see that? Usually when I'm up here, it's mostly cans with a couple bottles. This time around, mostly bottles with a couple cans. I don't know, it just worked out that way, and I'm fine with it. So once again, one more plug. Upcoming live stream this Saturday, February 3rd of 2024 at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. Like I said, it's going to be a couple hours long, and hopefully we get some good viewers. And like I said, if it goes well, I'm going to try to do this every single month, hopefully with a different beer tubing guest, or if not, just like by myself. I think it's a good way to kind of recap what I've been drinking over the past month. Because like I said, not everybody can watch all the reviews. Maybe you only watch 1 or 2 per month or whatever. So this will be a good way to kind of like put everything into one live stream and be like, here's what I reviewed over the month. Here's what I think about them, and go from there. So yeah, if you stop by, it'd be really cool. And yeah, I'll see you on a Saturday potentially. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another vlog. If you can get your hands on any of these beers and drink along with me during the course of February, that would be awesome. Also, if you made it to the end, please post in the comment section, what beer are you looking forward to me reviewing out of all of these? If I had to choose one out of all these, I'll be honest with you, as much as like I want to see what the remastered is, and as far as the Boston Lager goes and Amaggang, all stuff, the Hofbrau. I love German Doppelbocks. I've never had this one. I'm curious to see how it is and how I compare it to the rest of the German Doppelbocks. Really, really curious about that one. Obviously, this coffee cake ale, it could be an abomination. It could be delicious. I have no idea. And since I've never had Hot Bullet, I think the Sierra Nevada one I'm looking forward to. And I'm curious to know how old this one is. I'll try to, if I post the, I'll try one more time to read it here before I shut this down. I thought there was it might be gone now. If I can see it or I find out what the actual date is, I will post in the comment section of this video, and then maybe somebody can decipher it for me. But we'll see. A lot of the old breweries do that where they just like date. It's not even a Julian code. It's like a special date or a special code, and you got to decipher it. I hope this is fresh. If not, probably make for a fun review. Anyway, I'm shutting it down. This is probably like a 20-minute video, and it doesn't need to be, but it's the Beer Patrol. Everything is longer. Shout out to Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews. Great friend of mine. Awesome channel. Go check out the FLX boys. Just making this even longer. I did a Budweiser review, and he told me 15 minutes, or almost, just under 15 minutes for a Budweiser review. And I said, you're lucky it wasn't 20. It's the Beer Patrol. It's the king of beers. How dare you, Mike? How dare you? Anyway, shutting it down. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another vlog. To the next one. Cheers.